All right, and we should be back. Yes, there we go. So we are going to be back now. If everything is on, there's that showing up. Hopefully everything sounds a lot better and is a lot more correct, I guess, not delayed. All right, as we are, as you can see, underway with the our formation lap here, as it looks like Hayden's already been disqualified. Impressive. I'm not sure if he crashed or, I mean, it's entirely possible. Yeah, I know once you get disqualified out of, obviously this, it just puts you right
no,
onto
it looks like
the
he's
grid,
at the starting position,
which is nice. So
I don't know what happened there.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Tires will be very, very, very cold, though.
Yeah, we found that out.
I did not know about that until you told me.
I found that out
if you
from
mess up the starting position grid,
El Taco Man.
You
I was watching
lose
him and
all
he
your tire heat.
disqualified.
I did
and
not
saw
know that.
He showed his tires. He keeps it out, like he keeps it up on the screen, so you can actually see what his tire wear is at. As we see a nice little donut going on in the background there. Yeah, get it all good to go. But yeah, it was with that. It was
they doing some crap 360s right now.
Get his tires immediately like plummeted in temperature as soon as it came back, which was weird, but good to know. All right, as we are going to be filing in here, this last couple, yeah, so a few people getting disqualified. Yes, the expected strategy is most likely going to be just a one stop, as this is going to be 27 laps. Quickly, oh, we have a migrating host. I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, the Johnny Damon has left the session. That might cause some problems here, as we are underway, but we will see how this ends up going. I'll keep an eye real quick as we have a little bit of touching coming out of turn 2. Red flagged. Okay, yeah, immediately in the Discord there's been a red flag, red flag, red flag. It looks like we will be restarting this. Yeah, there it is. So we will do that, and we will give you a little bit of, let me just throw on. Throw this guy on here as we reset everything and get all underway again. So we will be right back.
You're running through my mind, baby girl, I think about you all the time. Yeah. You know that I don't lie, I'm just trying to get you back in my life. 'Cause I miss you so. I just want you to know how are you back. She said I don't love you, babe. I've been moving on, yeah, you've been replaced. I had to make you break. I'm sorry, I know I did. you waited too long. Or maybe I did something wrong. Yeah. But maybe none of the above. Maybe the reason it all is just bad luck. People fall out of love. There's not always an answer. Life is just so tough. But I miss you so. I just want you to know how are you bad. Baby, all that I need is you. All that I need, baby, all that I need is you. Yes, I'ma get that bass the way she said it. Don't smoke in my face and I'ma let it stay the way it is. Yeah, hey now, I'm on my way. I'm circling Murano, she look like she wanna. I'm on my way. Tell me what you thought of. What if you say that you need it? Show that you want me. Yeah. I'm circling Murano, eating me alive, yeah. You want me to love you. What if you say that you need it? Show that you want me. Yeah. Circling Murano, eating me alive, yeah. You want me to love you. What if you say that you need it? Circling Murano, eating me alive, yeah. You want me to love you. What if you say that you need it? Circling Murano, eating me alive, yeah. You want me to love you. What if you say that you need it? You want me to, you want me to, you want me to love you. You want me to love you. You want me to love you. Yeah. I'm on my way. Circling Murano, she look like she wanna. I'm on my way. Tell me what you thought of. What if you say that you need it? Show that you want me. Circling Murano, eating me alive, yeah. You want me to love you. What if you say that you need it? Show that you want me. Circling Murano, eating me alive, yeah. You want me to love you. What if you say that you need it? Circling Murano, eating me alive, yeah. You want me to love you. What if you say that you need it? Circling Murano, eating me alive, yeah. You want me to love you. What if you say that you need it? Show that you want me. Circling Murano, eating me alive, yeah. You want me to love you. What if you say that you need it? Show that you want me. Circling Murano, eating me alive, yeah. You want me to love you. What if you say that you need it?
All the choices you made, would you make them again? All the lies that you told, did you believe in them? All the choices you made, would you make them again? All the lies that you told, did you believe in them?
choices you made, would you make them again?
Did you make them all the choices you made, would you make them again?
Wake up, bitch, get a bag. 3K stuffed in the back. Hey, bitch, it's Lil Toenail. This goes out to all the niggas who said they can't get it. Bitch, go get it, motherfucker, what the fuck? I text your girl and she sent me barefoot pictures, my nigga. Cause I wanna lick her toes, boy. Wake up, bitch, get a bag. 3K stuffed in the back. Hop out with a ski mask. I don't give a fuck, I want them racks. Wake up, bitch, get a bag. 3K stuffed in the back. Hop out with a ski mask. I don't give a fuck, I want them racks. That's my OG, what he pushing. I know what I want, so I'm looking. Tryna find your watch, bitch, I took it. Tryna find your wallet, boy, I took it. Niggas really think that I'm faking. I ain't get it, bitch, I had to take it. Do what I need just to make it. But I won't ever sell my soul to Satan. Listen to me, nigga, how I do this. Gang of real niggas, yeah, they rulers. Bitch, you better pay me for the features. I ain't stupid, bitch, who you think you fooling? Wake up, bitch, get a bag. 3K stuffed in the back. Hop out with a ski mask. I don't give a fuck, I want them racks. Yeah. Wake up, bitch, get a bag. Get up.
Don't wanna let you go, but I got to move on now. 'Cause if we can't do it, I gotta do it. Don't wanna let you go, but I got to move on now.
All right. We are back. And having our formation lap done again. So hopefully this time it all works out. Seems good so far. All right. And hopefully my audio is okay. We'll know as soon as Free Willy hops back in, has a conversation with me. We will hopefully have our audio all set up correctly. Now, hopefully it is not delayed, but if it is, please let us know.
Yep.
I don't want that.
Hopefully it's good now. Hopefully it's good now.
There we go.
But yeah, definitely just let us know.
So yes, if
It's a
anyone
little
in chat,
delayed.
Andy, who's doing nothing and not driving today because he's too important, please let us know. And he's actually, I think he said something about his internet being down. So, yes, we apologize for the delay. We are back. We are going to be going underway as soon as they get around Parabolica. Francesco! How's it going? Hope you're having a good one in chat. As you can see, we are going to be getting underway fairly shortly, as we are just finishing up with the formation lap. We will see if anybody does some donuts to get through, because obviously warming up your tires, wet track, might not go so well. Yeah, it's always a little more terrifying when you've got a whole lot going on and not really sure where that breaking point is when there's a lot of people around you. So and the lights are going to start. And they're out. That was a long delay again. They like doing that to us. We've had it a couple of times now. But we are back underway, and Hayden has managed to get himself out ahead on that inside line of Ultimate Beast. As you can see, Hayden having to bail out of the corner as he was not going to be quite able to make it. He's going to lose a little bit of time, but you can see Ray Ray has moved up from P4 all the way to P now 3. He was in P2, but Electric Blade managed to slip his way up and into P1 here. Definitely a guy looking very excited to try and take over a little bit without Andy being here, as the Ultimate Beast gets a little sideways here as we make our way into that second chicane. A couple of guys having to bail out, and it looks like a little bit further back in terms of problems as Osmania Devil gets a little sideways. I did have a request to see a little bit more of OnlyFans free. So there we go. Here's some OnlyFans for you as we see a couple cars going sideways. As that looks like Bolanger and OnlyFans getting past Lucky Charms and King C-Dot as they had a little bit of an excursion into the rocks. Taking a check of the pebbles. As you can see, a little bit of a gap has started to open up at the front here. Knick Knack Paddywhack catching an Ultimate Beast to Ray Ray and Greasy Goose all sort of fairly close together now in the sort of back section of the pack here. Oh! That Ultimate Beast again looks like he got a little sideways as he's now in the pit lane as he got a penalty for speeding and he's retired from the session. Rather unfortunate. It looks like he lost a front wing, but he has retired from the session, but he did so in the pit lane, so we will not have an issue of needing anything there, as we do have some interesting top for Racer X and King C-Dot already in the pits as well. I'm assuming lots to do with having lost a front wing. But Electric Blade and Hayden, Gas Boy in your top 3. And not a good amount of space between the two, or the first two. to P3. But then after that, they're all fairly close together, and obviously, here's it doesn't seem spray is going to be playing too much of a factor for these guys as they're driving. And typically, obviously, that would be the big thing you would have to worry about in normal F1. But it doesn't seem like there's a lot of spray coming off the back of these cars right now. As Hayden does set the fastest lap, the 129.658, and yeah, it's I even remember, I think it was last year's game even, when you were driving in the rain, it was in your face spraying, as it looks like we have had a collision down in Racer X here, coming out of, I believe that's in the Ascari, as it looks like he got a little wobbly coming out of, I believe that's turn 9 into turn 10, and unfortunately has set him into the wall, and that will bring out maybe our first safety car? Not really sure. It looks like it's just going to stick with a VSC for now. Or not even a VSC. They didn't even pull out a VSC, so apparently he was far enough off the track that it was not a problem. Before heading down into the turn 10 there, as it doesn't look like anybody really had to slow down, but you can see gaps already starting to form pretty solidly. Everyone kind of giving a little bit of space, but OnlyFans Free here is starting to make a move on Bolanger. He is fairly close. We will not have DRS while it is wet. Obviously, we don't want to run that risk, so we'll have to see. Now, without DRS, do you think it'll be, and in these kind of conditions, do you think it'll be easier or harder to try and make it past today? As we see Wolfsburg Tuner getting himself a little deep. The braking point obviously has had to change with this wet weather. You can't quite just hammer down the brake as bad or as hard as you normally would, so you kind of have to feather it a little bit more, which does lead to kind of adjusting your braking point. And if you miss that braking point, you're not saving it. You're going to be going deep there, and as we saw, it cost him a couple of spots, as OnlyFans Free and Bolanger were both able to make their way through and get up into P11, 12. You see the Johnny Damon making moves on Osmanian Devil as they kind of dueling it out back here, going through the corners, with the Johnny Damon managing to get himself ahead for now. Yeah, that little trio of OnlyFans, Bolanger, and Wolfsburg Tuner. Hayden does set another fastest lap, but yeah, it's the front you can see is fairly spread out. You've got Hayden trying to push up on Electric Blade here. For the most part, they're
that 10th,
pretty
10th spot.
spaced. I think Ketchen and Ray sort of trying to work together a little bit, it looks like. But for the most part, there's not a whole lot of tight racing that we have normally seen in these dry races. But now that's, that being said, it is a wet race, and one small mistake can completely change this race around, so we'll have to kind of see how it goes.
Yeah. Most definitely. Yeah, it looks like Nick Nack Paddywhack is doing a good job.
I think this is a
around.
VSC. I'm not saying a safety
2
car
seconds
out,
or
but
so
we do have
from the car behind in the car
Slater
in
Eyes
front.
having
I'm
lost
sure he's
his
gonna want to
front
try to
wing.
get that that P3 spot down
I
to a
don't
more
see the safety car
manageable
having come out on
position
track,
for,
but we do
for him
have
to do the overtake. However, yeah, it
full
looks like
course
he's doing
yellows,
nicely
so I believe
out
this
there
is a
in P4.
VSC that's going on. Yeah, there it is. I was like, wait, I'm trying to find a screen. Like, where is it? Where's those screens? There they are. Yes, a VSC. So the Greasy Goose getting himself a penalty for speeding under the VSC. And of course, Slayer Eye is going to have a lot of fun trying to make these high-speed corners with no front wing. A little easier than 21, but still not easy. As we are now back under green flag conditions, it seems they got whatever they needed to get cleaned up. And Slayer Eyes will be heading into the pit lane here. Should be. There he goes. Try and get himself a
Definitely
new front wing. I'd say turn 1 and 2 strictly because you have such a high speed straight coming into it.
Sport, judging by the
like it's such a you're coming
conditions today. Do you
I mean,
think that the
typically
driver's
you're
been
doing
having more
upwards of
trouble with
300
turns 1 and
kilometers
2
an hour easily.
that first chicane,
Whereas at least
or turns 4
for
and 5, that
second chicane, you're coming out of a
which
yes, it's a high speed corner, but you're still coming out of a corner. The other added bonus for turn 2 compared to the second chicane compared to the first chicane is that first chicane is
most definitely.
it feels a lot tighter. Like it's more of an aggressive, like the first turn or turn 1 isn't, it's more you go like almost backwards and then around. Like you almost have to like go all the way around and then cut back. So
Yeah. 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 Yeah, like 100-degree type of turn or something like that. Like more than 90 or so. Uh-oh. Oh, no.
as we are trying to figure out, we're still having, for some reason, a little bit of audio problems here, and I'm not really sure why. Sounds good. All right, well, while he is doing that, we will stick on board. As we can see, Hayden is trying to make a move here on Electric Blade as they head down into Parabolica, which is fairly decent spot to try and make a move here. As he comes out, they make their way through. It'll be who can sort of survive this braking zone. Obviously, without DRS, he's going to be able to, burns a little bit of ERS, but he looks to the inside and then decides maybe not as they make their way through turns 1 and 2 before coming out, getting onto the power, which is not the easiest of things to do in this kind of weather, I guess. It's pretty tough challenge to make sure you can get moving on that. As we head on through into the Ascari with Hayden and Electric Blade here. So a very fast little switchback kind of chicane here as they make their way down into a Parabolica again. And we still do have this little group here of the Johnny Damon, Lucky Charms, Wolfsburg Tuner, and Bowlanger all fairly close together. Looks like OnlyFans Free has gotten himself some space ahead and behind now. Kind of in a little bit of free air as he is in the points and currently riding in 10th position. with 11, 12, 13, and 14 all fairly close together. Looks like it might even be and 15, 14th there, yeah, and then 15th is a little further back. But yeah, so a nice little grouping that we're able to kind of hold on to and keep fighting with. Yeah, hopefully, but let's see.
All right. Hopefully this fixed those problems. I'm hoping.
Not sure why this is being such a difficult time. I'm hoping that might have fixed it. Possibly. Um,
Mm-hmm. Hopefully. Darn. Yeah, it's looking like both Aston Martins are
yeah, they're
pretty
it's
close
an
right
interesting
now.
spot
Ray
that
Ray
you're
is
trying
just
to,
about
man, do you work
5 tenths
as a
behind
team? Do you
Ketchin,
just
but
push through
we're
and
wondering if
kind of,
they like
let the
where they're
faster
at,
car
or
go, or
I wonder if
what's
they're
sort
gonna,
of the best way to go
or if Ray
about
Ray's
it is
gonna try
always
to
an
make the
entertaining thing.
overtake on Ketchin here. We'll definitely have to see.
Yeah, you gotta sort of figure it out, and then, I mean, I think they're in a, oh, as we see OnlyFans free go a little sideways.
Looks like he was able to rejoin the track though and get back to it. Doesn't look like they're. Ooh, oh, and a nice little overtake real quickly from OnlyFans.
Ooh. As Bowlanger is now going to DNF, and that should bring out our first safety car.
Man, he got right back to it. Wow.
As unfortunately, it looks like he got a little squirrely on his way out of the second right-hander. As we have a good chunk of people coming in now for a quick pit stop here. Probably just slap on another set of inners, get right on back out there. Get you some fresh tires to start your sort of second stint. The nice thing with these is you don't have to switch into a different compound or anything like that. You just get to start. It looks like we do have a couple of people having gone on to full wet tires now as well, with Ketchin and OnlyFans free. Seem to be the only ones trying it, so this could be a very interesting thing. Let's see how it ends up playing out for them. Yeah, they've done about one. I think it's just going to be kind of dependent on how quickly everybody gets caught back up, more or less. But we'll have to see kind of what's going on there. Looks like some Slayer Eyes having himself a little bit of trouble getting out of there, or yeah, he's underway. That's good. As we are still trying to figure out why this audio is being itself. Yeah, I'm not sure. I have you set to desktop audio now, and it seems to be working okay. Like, in terms of, like, you're coming through okay, but maybe not? Maybe let's try that. Let's see if that works now. We'll eventually figure out, the audio that's been working perfectly fine for 5 rounds. Suddenly just today decides, nah, I'm gonna be difficult.
I don't even know if I'm actually coming through on the stream, actually.
Should be now. I think I had one thing clicked a little too far over, and it might have been muting it just a touch, so you should be able to come through now.
Okay. If not, too, I can definitely just leave for this one. We can try to figure it out later, but...
So I guess Andy or whoever's in chat, let us know if the audio sounds a little bit better.
Oh. Yep, I listened to the stream. I think we're all good now.
We're all good now?
Yeah.
All right. We'll go with this then for now. It was a little bit of a patchwork fix, but we'll see if it works, and hopefully it does.
Yeah. Should be good to go. Back to the action.
All right, both of us sound good. All right, that's what I like to hear. So, that's good. So I think this should be our final lap under safety car, as those last 2 vehicles of Osmanian Devil and Slayer I should be able to catch back up. We're good now? Okay. All right, we figured it out. We got there. I have sound effects for this. I don't know if they'd actually come through on this, because I don't think I have it set up, but...
Oh, no.
Did we have someone get... Oh, Knick-Knack Paddywhack's dropping very quickly. Not sure what happened, but it looks like he's still moving forward. That's good, so he's just going to get back out. Got a little loose there.
Yeah, it looked like he got a little bit of wing damage. Looks at that side fin flew off when he tapped the wall.
His little end plate there, so he'll probably have to come in and get a new one, which is not the ideal time, because we should technically be going green right away here, so you did this, like a lap earlier would have been a better time. But we'll see what he ends up doing, because it is just an end plate. And safety car is in this lap. Wolfsburg Tuner is going to get a 3-second time penalty for cutting corners.
Oh, and Hayden definitely likes to... Ooh. Oh, did he get tapped? I know Hayden has some good mind games, especially for the restart. Definitely likes to do a little delay and then get on the throttle eventually, but...
We have a severe penalty for Wolfsburg Tuner, or not a severe penalty, a 5-second penalty for a severe collision of Wolfsburg Tuner having caused a collision with Greasy Goose, who is also now missing an end plate. And Gasboy has now retired from the session. What is happening? Oh, it looks like he just went off coming out of his car, or out of the Parabolica, and okay. We have 4 cars coming into the pit lane, all to get end plates and wings fixed. And yeah, Gasboy has a collision off to the side, so we're all right. Yeah, rain. It's just carnage. It always causes carnage.
It's the word of the day.
Yeah, exactly. We're just gonna go with it. This is thankfully Gasboy doesn't cause another safety car, so we are still gonna be under green.
Yeah, it looks like Ketchin's taking the 3rd spot from Ray's teammate. They were having a tight battle too with El Majacco, but looks like Ketchin is going to leave Ray to handle El Majacco, who is right on his tail. Woo. He's going to go for the move. Oh, he's going to back out, give the space. Oh, that was some good racing right there.
I will say though, Jacko is going to get by. Oh no. Ray got loose, yeah. So Cam Tissel's able to make his way through, as was OnlyFans Free, who suddenly popped into 5th place here. Those wet tires seem to be working. Ketchin's already up to P2 now. So it looks like a smart move out of Knick-Knack Paddywhack, OnlyFans Free, and Ketchin to swap to those full wets, as it looks like Ray is going to head in here, and yeah, full wets might be now kind of the time. As you can see, Lucky Charms having lost a spot to Knick-Knack Paddywhack, and they just seem to have that little extra traction. Like, Ketchin's now in 1st place. I wouldn't have called that a lap and a half ago at the start, but he's gone. There's that wet tire looking like it might be the way to go here, as Ray is now coming out of the pits on a set of wets as well, and as Beamer Blunt heads us in, he's gonna hop onto some wets. So full wets looking like now the turn to take.
I'm wondering too if OnlyFans Free will be able to catch Electric Blade as well. Yeah, it looks like he's gaining quite a bit.
A lot, and quick. Like, that's in 2 corners, he's gained a lot of time. And we were saying that it's going to start to rain a little heavier about halfway through the race, which looks to be about starting to show up. You can see the rain falling a lot harder now. And he has way more grip than Electric Blade does. And if I'm anybody, as it looks like we have another safety car out, not sure why. I have no crashes. Not sure what happened here.
I wonder if there was a big collision somewhere where the cars were able to keep going.
Maybe? I'm not seeing anyone missing parts.
It's full safety, right? It's full safety.
Yeah, there's a full safety car out right now. Which I don't think we missed anything. The only thing I could think of is it's raining so hard that like in real life, they go, all right, we're going to throw a yellow so they can change. But I've never seen that actually happen. As it looks like everyone's coming in and going to be flying into the pits to get themselves on a set of wets, or at least a good chunk of them. I'm sorry, but I'd be going on wets with how fast Ketchin just flew by and how quickly OnlyFans was catching Electric Blade there.
Yeah.
Ooh. might be the way to go.
We'll definitely see if Electric Blade is going to pit this lap. I would assume he would from the conversation we just had. Yeah, you would think that he would hop into the pits and get that fresh set of wets.
I'm very curious, though, as to why a safety car was thrown. That seems very, yeah, like there's no crash. I don't see any, like, no one was missing front wings or anything like that. So that's, not sure what's going on there, but I guess we'll take it and gives people an opportunity to get themselves onto a set of wet tires if they so choose. And as far as I'm concerned, I would so choose if I'm because it's fast. He, like he said, yeah, Electric Blade was kind of left out a little bit to dry there by how fast that was, that he just took over. Like, it wasn't even close.
Yeah. We are winding down. Only 10 laps remaining in the race thus far, so we'll see what these drivers, we'll see what they decide to do.
I guess, yeah, with there only being a few laps, like, or a lot less laps left, had this been that first safety car, then it might have worked out. But at this point, if you're Electric Blade, you kind of have to hope and pray that it's able to hold on to you a little bit. Or even let up, because I know they're looking in some of the previous conversations on the Discord, it was calling for heavier rain mid-race, so you can definitely see it. There's a lot more rain coming down right now.
Yeah, especially with 7-lap-old intermediates, and they got 7-lap-old wets. Especially with OnlyFans Free now right behind Electric Blade. We'll see what happens. I mean, of course, Electric Blade, great driver, very fast in his own right. However, just with that grip from the wets, we're gonna see what happens. It's definitely gonna be a test for Electric Blade.
Yeah, and I mean, Jacko and Cam Tizzle now also going to have to deal with that, as Hayden, Knick-Knack, and Ray Ray all have wet tires on. So it's going to be that added pressure coming from behind now. Very
Sport, you know what it's gonna be.
Oh yeah,
Carnage, baby.
It's gonna be absolutely carnage.
Like a WWE.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas one of my favorite Spider-Man villains, Carnage.
Oh, yeah, Carnage. They made a movie about that one, right?
They did, and it was awful, and I'm mad at them for it. How do you mess up Carnage? It's the easy, like, they've also messed up Venom, but whatever.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's a whole other thing.
Oh, jeez, here we go.
I was like, what is happening? But OnlyFans Free looked like he got himself a little twist trying to slow down with Ketchin trying to slow up here.
Ketchin's really putting on the brakes, getting those tires ready to go. Meanwhile,
wow, this is gonna be ugly heading in.
Oh man, there they go.
Hayden is right up on Cam Tizzle here. Cam Tizzle, and I don't like seeing going 3 wide or even 2 wide into the first chicane. Oh, this is gonna be sketchy. But OnlyFans makes it out clean, and he keeps himself ahead. Ooh, nope, and there we go. Yep, there goes an end plate as you see it fly up into the sky as he makes a little bit of contact. It looked like with Cam Tizzle there. Unfortunately, that is going to cause some problems as Hayden, that wet tire is just way too fast. Ketchin is already 3 seconds ahead of Electric Blade. And we haven't even gone through, we're hitting about halfway now. And he's already 3.5 seconds on him. And Hayden just went past him like it was nothing. That wet tire was the right call. Because, Ray just made a pass, went past Cam Tizzle, adds to King C-Dot, like, it's too fast.
Yeah.
It was definitely the way to go.
And do you think now with Electric Blade, after getting past, 8-lap-old intermediates, do you think he's going to go for the pits? Or Or is he just going to try to keep the positioning as long as he can?
At this point, you kind of have to stay out. Like, you're kind of hooped. He needed to have come in during that safety car. Because now if you go in, you're going to lose even more positions. Or you have a higher chance of losing a bunch of positions. Yeah, Jacko's already dropped down to P6 as Ray Ray and Nick Nack make their way past them. And you can see Nick Nack is just straight gone right past him. Like, it wasn't even there. It looked like he had DRS with the ease of how he was able to go by.
And then, yeah, now Ray Ray's right on his tail as well.
Yeah,
Ray along with King C Dot kind of just lurking in the background there, trying to find his move.
Yeah, OnlyFans Free making a wide to the outside turn as he is able to make it away. And it looks like we have a little bit of a crash here, and that's going to pull out a safety car. And ooh, this could get real interesting real quick now. As it looks like we have the Osmanian Devil having a crash coming out of the first chicane there. Down at... Oh, Italian names for things, man. They're just so difficult. Variante de Retfilio. We're gonna go with that and pretend it was accurate. So as he exited that turn, yeah, unfortunately got himself into a little bit of a situation, so we will have a safety car with 7 laps to go. And now, I mean, if you're Electric Blade, you kind of have to. With how easy it was for them to get by, like, you're going to take those loss of places, but although you might have lost more if you don't.
Yeah, especially with C-Dot on the wets and then OnlyFans Free too, right behind King C-Dot.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're catching and Hayden, you're hating this, that you're now having to give up this 6-second gap you increased.
What a bold man. He didn't go for it. He's staying out on the intermediates.
Yet OnlyFans Free is coming in. I wonder if that's just replaced that front wing damage that he did get. But it looks like we also have Cam Tizzle coming in. He was on intermediate, so he's probably going to come in and swap on some hards. As well as a new front wing. Or not hards, sorry, wets. Hards. No, he's staying on intermediates as well. Some bold moves coming out here. This is
definitely some bold moves. I love it. I love it. You know, I do wonder, I was thinking about this because it did look like potentially the weather would be lightening up kind of towards the end of the race. And I'm wondering if he's just predicting the track getting a little bit drier, but it seems to be coming down right now. So
yeah, I mean, maybe for like 2 laps, it might be a little bit better. But at that point, you're not really going to be able to make too many moves if you're 30 seconds behind everybody on that tire or just really far back. So, I mean, right now you've got, Jacko and Electric Blade both on the intermediate inside the top 10. Everybody else is not, so this could get really interesting very quickly.
Most definitely. Regardless, too, I respect the move.
It's bold.
It's bold. It's definitely bold, Cotton.
I was going to say, it's a bold strategy, Cotton, and we'll see how well it pays off. But, yeah, no, I mean, hey. It was a bold move to get onto the wets in the first place, and then staying on the intermediates. I mean, sometimes you just gotta take a chance. You never know.
For sure. And we'll definitely see how Ketchin can do on the 11-lap-old wets going into to the restart. And you also have Hayden right on his tail with 5-lap-olds. So this could be some good battling straight out of the get-go once the safety car pulls in. Sport, now you got the ABBA song stuck in my head.
Yeah, that happens. Thing. But I will say, I'm trying to remember. I know it was a absolute insane amount. Yeah, here it is. Okay, a set of wet tires. So the wet, like blue rimmed wet tires. And I don't know how long ago they measured this, but it can disperse up to 65 liters of water per second behind that car.
Oh my goodness.
It's a lot of water. That's getting straight just kicked out the back. As unfortunately, it looks like we did have someone left. Did notify me that someone had backed out. I'm not sure who it was. I think it might have been Slayerized. In which case, that's unfortunate. Yeah, Slayerized has left the session, so not sure what happened there. Andy saying, "Go Catchy boy." So Ketchin in his opportunity, as Jacko has joined back, apparently. Okay. Ketchin has an opportunity to maintain the Aston Martin dominance that has so far happened. And we'll see if Beamer Blunt can pull off a monster last to first like he did last week, and he went from 19th to 5th during that race. So he had a fantastic race for himself.
Wow, we're going to get one more lap, too, on the safety car.
Interesting, I guess.
Was that 3 laps?
It looked like, no, 20, yeah, about 20 laps, yeah, because we said he had about 7 laps left here. Guess they're going to add one more just for good measure here. Just to make sure. I blame the rain. Actually, no, let's be honest, we all know who we have to blame for the shenanigans. It's all Andy's fault. It's because he decided not to race. It just threw everything off. We discussed that in the Discord at one point, that it was... I can't remember what it was. Oh, it was the... yeah, it was that the... What's it called? We didn't have the updated standings for this race coming into it. It was Andy's fault.
You know, Ray has been doing absolutely wonderful standing in for Andy on this race, up to P4 too. He's definitely in the fight and in the contention, especially with the safety car too. So, yeah, we'll see how Aston Martin can finish this one today. Ooh.
That's a very unfortunate, and a drive-through penalty for falling too far back. Oh, that's gonna sting. Beamer Blunt, I think, has been our unluckiest driver on the grid so far this year. He has had a very rough go. As you see, the safety car lights are off, so we will have Ketchin taking up the mantle as the safety car, which means everybody slam on your brakes, because he apparently is going to go glacial speeds covered in molasses as he heads his way down to the Parabolica. I'm assuming he's doing like 40 kilometers an hour right now. Let's take a look. He's only doing 100. I go faster on the highway in my city.
And you know, Hayden is really good at these restarts, and he's just getting prepped up. Ooh, looks like he got a nice little jump on him though.
Yeah, he kind of took off mid-corner on like the typical either right before or after, or just as the corner's kind of ending. He went a little earlier than that. He is able to open up a pretty sizable gap there. This is about 0.6 of a second that he's able to hold on to, and it's all going to come down to kind of how his exit out of this corner is. Whether or not he's going to be able to sort of hold that. As you can see, a Alfa Romeo on the outside there, Slayerized, having gotten a little squirrely coming through there. OnlyFans for you did drop a spot to Cam Tizzle. Electric Blade still holding off. Never mind. I was going to say holding off King C-Dot right as King C-Dot goes by him, as I say it. There's a pretty significant gap behind Jacko to the Johnny Damon, so they might be able to kind of fight and hold off on that. So you see OnlyFans Free making a very impressive moves, catching up to 2 or 3 guys right away. Moving from, I believe he was in 13th or 14th, now all the way up to 11th. And we'll hop back on with Hayden, as he is really starting to try and do what he can to try and hunt down Ketchin here.
This is just a wonderful battle.
Oh, it's gonna be a good one. 2 very fast drivers. And a very not comfortable spot, having to deal with the very heavy rains. As we have a little bit, it looks like a little bit of a collision back with Slayerized here. Who'd I miss?
Hayden got a little spinny there.
Oh, he did too. Unfortunately, I looked away just at the same time because there was another collision that had gone on further down the field there. But yeah, that'll definitely help out for Ketchin, as he now has a 1.7 second lead. So all he has to do is keep that car pointed forwards, keep his head down, and keep pushing.
Meanwhile, too, Knick-Knack Paddywhack has gained up to only 7/10 on Hayden. Hayden's a fast driver, but I'm wondering if Knick-Knack will be able to get on up there and maybe take P2.
It would definitely be an interesting thing to see, because yeah, Knick-Knack, he's been having a pretty quiet day. He's had a few pit stops, a few incidences, but he's gotten himself somehow back up into the podium, so good on him for sure. As you can see, Ray behind him also trying to stick as close as he can, but it looks like Hayden has pulled away a little bit there, gotten down a gap of 1.2 seconds ahead and behind now. As he is really starting to push to try and catch. He's got to be burning battery. The way he's reeled Ketchin back in from a 1.5 down to under a second.
Only 2 laps to go.
This is going to come down to the wire.
Most definitely.
Which I'm excited about. I think it's going to be fantastic to watch.
Yeah, we got Ray trying to keep up there with Knick-Knack Paddywhack in third, and then Hayden closing the gap. We'll see if he might be able to get a move on. Oh, but he locks up.
And so
He's gonna
with
have to use the escape route.
I was gonna say, with the wet race, you are allowed to take that, as he does get himself spinning too, and he almost takes out Knick-Knack Paddywhack and Ray. He puts himself in a very bad spot, and that is definitely going to cost him, and probably be the end of his hopes to win here. I say probably, but there's a really good chance that's going to be the end of it there, as it now is going to come down on Unreal. And then he gets disqualified for being parked in a dangerous position while he waits to allow people to drive so he doesn't take them out. That is unfortunate. Very unfortunate day for the Ferrari. I think that's both Ferraris there now. As, yeah, both Ferraris are out. Both Alpines are out. Rather rough day at the office. I love rain races. They just make it so much more fun.
Carnage.
It's just carnage. As we do have Electric Blade really up on the rear diffuser here of King C-Dot, which is a very interesting thing, because remember, Electric Blade did not come in to get new tires. So so he's still on those intermediates. And it looks like the intermediate is starting to pull back a little bit late in the race, but it looks like they're starting to make some moves here, as Matt Jacko is looking to try and get past King C-Dot as well. Not sure. Ooh, a little bit of weaving there, as that's going to be an interesting tactic as he tries to go up on the inside. Electric Blade able to hold him off, and Jacko, King C-Dot just goes around. And unfortunately, that's going to cost him a few spots, as the Johnny Damon is able to make his way past him as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just wow.
Yeah, not a lot to say. It's just constantly just carnage everywhere.
Honestly, though, we got Ketchin in first, Knick-Knack Paddywhack in second, and Ray in third. So the Aston Martin boys most likely will be securing the double podium.
As
Ray is trying to come up on Jack, though.
An Electric Blade gets a 3-second time penalty, so that's going to be kind of the end of him sticking where he is. He might end up actually going all the way down to P5. I only lose one spot unless the Johnny Damon can really reel it in. But yeah, Knick-Knack Paddywhack under threat here. He's 7/10 ahead. He is going to be pushing as Ketchin does come across the finish line. He is going to finish in P1. We have Knick-Knack Paddywhack coming through. He is going to get P2 with Ray, and then Jacko getting that jump over Electric Blade due to the time penalty. And King C-Dot is going to get a 5-second time penalty for not serving a penalty. That'll drop him down to 9th, allowing the Greasy Goose to slip his way into P8 there. OnlyFans Free will collect a point, as he will finish in P10 Wolfsburg Tuner coming in P11. Lucky Charms in P12. Stellares as he makes his way around Parabolica. Ooh, there's a 5-second time penalty there. Stellares actually is going to gain a position strictly because of that. And then we will have Beamer Blunt coming through here. I feel like fairly slowly. Just kind of casually driving his way through. As Beamer Blunt will finish and round off our last group here at P14. A fantastic day for Aston Martin as they are able to pull off the 1-3, the double podium. Jacko getting himself driver of the day, which I can't argue with. He started in last and got himself to P4.
Wow, that was definitely some good racing from all the drivers out there today. Definitely word of the day for sure, carnage.
Yeah, that was whew. There was just everything. You wanted overtakes that were a little spicy, some spins, crashes, disqualifications, DNFs, and a double Aston Martin podium. I wonder how far off we are of seeing that happen. IRL. I know
Yeah,
we need
boy,
Lance.
The boy Lance. Yeah.
Yeah, we need Lance to show up a little bit. So as you can see, Ketchin in first, Nick Paddywhack in second, Ray in third, Jacko in fourth, Electric Blade fifth, the Johnny Damon in sixth, Cam Tizzle in seventh, Greasy Goose in eighth, King C. Dot in ninth, The OnlyFans Free in 10th, Wolfsburg Tuner in 11th, Slayerized in 12th, Lucky Charms in 13th, Beamer Blunt in 14th. After that, we have Osmanian Devil, Gasboy, Bolanger, Racer X, Ultimate Beast, and Hayden all DNFing / DQing. Overall, pretty solid race.
Pretty solid race.
Can't really complain. It was definitely a lot of fun. But we do have some people to chat with as we will hop in. We'll pull in Knick-Knack Paddywhack, actually. So, Knick-Knack, how did that go? It looked
What up?
crazy.
Yeah, man, that was tough. I was just telling Ketchin that I got really lucky, like unlucky but lucky. I was in fourth under one of the safety cars, and I was just looking at the weather, trying to figure it out, and I like lost the car and crashed, and had to go in as the safety car was ending, get a new wing, but then as I was going in the pits, they're like, "Oh, the wets are actually the better tire," so I was able to get off the inters, and then at that point just pass all the inter runners and kind of work my way up. I still had some damage at the end on the restart because I think a lot of the inter people were struggling in that first chicane. So I bumped into, I think, Electric Blade and someone else in the grass. But other than that, I mean, it was some carnage. That was for sure.
Yeah, it was definitely, we've established that was the word of the day for this. It was carnage because it was nonstop. It seemed everybody was having an issue of some kind somewhere at some point, and the wet tire really took off after that second safety car there. As soon as you got on it, we were mentioning that Ketchin, yourself, Ray, that just took off, and the inners had no response. It looked like until about the last lap, so definitely worked out.
Oh yeah, but fun race. I'm just happy I could finish on the podium. So definitely was a weird strategy call with the rain, the way it was changing, but the damage was a blessing and a curse at the moment, but turned out to be good in the long run, so happy with it.
Fantastic. Was there anyone you wanted to give a quick shout out to?
Yeah, man, I guess the teammate C. Dot. We were talking in there, just constantly trying to figure out what was the best strategy for tires. But yeah, he definitely gave me some pointers that were helping my setup and stuff, so kudos to him.
Fantastic. And obviously a little bit of help that Andy wasn't able to race him in here today, so gain a couple points for him.
We like that. Still got the double Aston Martin somehow. But yeah, it made it a little closer, I think. More even racing, so.
Well done, my good sir.
Thank you.
Alrighty, well, we will be back with you. I believe we are in, I should remember this, but I do not off the top of my head. I think we're in Singapore next, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, we're heading to Singapore next. So hopefully we will see you then, and we'll have a slightly drier race. But it is Singapore, so there's a chance it's raining.
sweet. Well, hopefully it won't be as chaotic as this time, but I doubt that. It probably will be.
For sure. All right, well, we'll let you go. Have yourself a great rest of your evening.
Thanks. You too, guys.
All right, and we did get Ray Ray actually popped in, so we'll grab Ray Ray before we chat with Ketchin here. So Ray Ray, solid job filling in for Andy here. How was that showing?
It was interesting going from a pool qualifying into a completely wet race on a completely untested setup. So it was nice for everything to work out. Couldn't get any traction really out of corners though, so I kept losing out in the traction zones.
For sure. How? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Was Andy able to kind of help you out on some of the setups here, or? Well, yeah, it sounded like it was untested for this setup.
It was completely untested. I didn't have any contact with Andy at all. It was I got the call from Johnny to get into the race when I was in the restroom. So I'm like, oh, last second, everything.
Excellent,
Didn't
love it.
Didn't have anything there, and it was, I don't know, man. It was just, I'm just glad everything worked out at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, you had a great showing. Came in, qualified P4, ended P3, got the double podium for Aston Martin. I'd say Andy can't be too mad that he missed out and had a, and I mean, you showed up and had a great response for him. So fantastic race for yourself. How did you find dealing with the slightly changing rain, that kind of inner to wet sort of feel? Did you sort of guess it, or was it catching going on? You just were able to get on as well, or what kind of prompted the change?
I would have done what Ketchins did on my own, but we were too close, and we were too close between him and I for a double stack, and there were too many cars closely behind to where I couldn't fall back and try and get some space for the double stack. So I just had to take the road less traveled, and well, that one ended up being the road more traveled. But stay out for a bit, and then it was a lap or two after we got back to green flags where it's like, yeah, the car doesn't feel it right. I'm just gonna go in and hope for the best, and it ended up working out because the inners did not survive that middle part of the race at all. You were lucky to keep that car straight.
Yeah, it looked like the inners fell off very hard, and then they kind of came back a little bit. I think it was like lap 27. You could see some of the inners started to move again, so it was, the wets were definitely the right call.
Yeah, the inners were even lap 25, and then they finally kind of fell back into place as the lead tire about a third of the way through 26. So it was late enough where the wet tire runners could be fine if they just were able to not make any mistakes as they're sliding, and thankfully no mistakes were had. So
for sure. Well, anyone you wanted to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Johnny for bringing me here, Jacko for being a good friend, as well as Slayer, just chatting up in the party while we were racing, and just everyone for having a good old time. Made my Sunday night a bit better.
Fair enough. Well, that's great. We're glad you had a good Sunday night, and hopefully we'll see you again soon here, but have yourself a great rest of your day.
As do you guys and everyone else.
Thank you.
Have a good one, mate.
Thank you too.
All right, and now we will bring in our winner here, Ketchin. Fantastic race out of yourself, going from P9 after qualifying to P1. Was the deciding to dip into the wets earlier than almost everybody else? Was that you, or was that a little Andy convincing there?
I mean, we'll say it was practice, but Yeah, I was like, screw it, go to wets. He told me, hey, keep checking the weather report, and I just kept telling me inners, and I kept second guessing myself, and finally I was like, screw it, I'm already in line. I need position. Let's stay on the wets, and come to my surprise, they just were monsters. So I think me and OnlyFans were the only ones on wets at that time, and it was good to see him up in the, I think it was top 4, top 5.
Yeah, it was funny. We were commenting fairly early. We were like, oh, there's a couple of wet runners, and then it was like instantaneous where yourself and OnlyFans, and I can't remember who the other one was, but someone else had gone on to them at one point a little after you guys. They were gaining like tenths in seconds. Like it was like instantaneous. It was mind-boggling how fast that happened.
It was crazy.
Yeah, Electric Blade was out there for a little bit, still on the intermediates, and we watched you just absolutely zoom by him.
Oh, it was fantastic.
I'm sure that had to feel good, especially going to first place too.
Oh yeah, most definitely. It was nice to get out ahead. It's just the dang safety cars and how many we get per race. Just that's what sucks the most, because like, all right, cool, I'm ahead by a lot, and then all of a sudden safety car, and then I get ahead again, and then it's safety car. It's like this is just ridiculous.
Yeah, how was the?
Oh, don't go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how was the ERS management coming off of? I think it was the third safety car or so, where you were battling with Hayden there for a little bit. It looks like you guys were kind of going back and forth there.
Yeah, he was very quick. Definitely very quick. He had better braking than I had. I think ultimately he had lower wings than I did as well. So I don't know how well I could have fended him off in the last lap, to be honest, but just getting the initial break off the line off that last safety car, put a decent gap, and then a little bit mistakes from him here and there really helped out, and then from there on it was smooth sailing, because he, I think, took it deep into turn 1.
Yeah, he had a little bit of an incident, and yeah, I think he didn't quite get the brakes, and then unfortunately when he came back out, got 2 on the throttle, spun around afterwards, and then it was just spiraled down from there, and kind of gave you a good gap, so you were able to kind of get yourself underway there. So it was a fantastic racing. I mean, hey, you continued the Aston Martin dominance there, and gave Andy a little run for his money now that he decided he's too good to race today. But we blame everything. Anything that went wrong today was Andy's fault. We've already established that. So,
exactly.
But I mean, fantastic race out of yourself. Was there anybody you wanted to give a quick shout out to before we let you get going for the rest of the evening?
I just want to say thanks to Ray for filling in for Andy today and getting Aston Martin some good points. And then I look forward to the next week's race, getting my teammate back.
Sounds good. Well, we will see you again. I think next weekend we are in Singapore, which I would say, again, could be a dry race, but let's be honest, Singapore, there's a good chance it's raining anyway.
It likes to rain.
Yeah. So we'll probably have another wet race, but we'll see how it goes. And we all know Singapore is very friendly corners, and there's very low chances of crashing into walls. That's all a joke.
Exactly.
It's a nightmare. So, all right. Well, congratulations once again on that win, and we will see you next week.
Thanks, Sporticus. Thanks, Jack. Appreciate you guys.
Of course. You guys have a good one.
You too.
Alrighty, so as you can see there on the screen, Singapore is going to be our next race on May 7th. We will definitely have some more fun, exciting times. We will not know what the actual weather will be until a couple of days beforehand, but I myself, as the commentator, I hope it rains, because this was entertaining, at the very least, so I think that'll be a lot more fun.
Carnage 2.0.
Carnage 2.0. So anyways, we will catch you guys again next week at the same time on the same YouTube channel. Feel free to leave a thumbs up, like and subscribe, all that fun stuff, and we will hopefully catch you guys again for that one. Anyways, we will see you guys later on. Have yourselves a good one.